We're going to have a very important conversation about donating blood. We've all heard stories of our sisters, our mothers going to deliver babies and not having enough blood, or a child in our family who, is anemic and needs blood. As a matter of fact, on citynewsroom.com, we've covered stories of hospitals that have run out of blood, and we'll be showing you some of those stories on your screens right now. All the way from April, the Komfo Teaching Hospital told us that they had run out of blood due to COVID-19. People were simply not coming out to donate blood. The same month again, we heard from the National Blood Bank that they had also run out of blood because of coronavirus. So today we are going to be having a conversation about the importance of donating blood. A lot of us have what it takes to donate blood, but we've not gone out to donate blood. Now, our friends at Lister and the National Blood Bank have collaborated to give us an opportunity to go out and donate blood by this Friday. Now, in June, we have World Blood Day, June 14th to be specific, but all month of June and every day of the year, you should go out and donate blood if you can, because somebody's life depends on it, and you never know when you will be in that position where you need blood, and the last thing you want to do is die because somebody didn't donate blood to you. I have been joined by our regular Dr. Kelvin Owusu, who's the Medical Director of Optima Care Diagnostics. I also have with me Ifwa Datsi from Lister Hospital, as well as Mrs. Marian Davis, who's the head of the Donor Care Unit at the National Blood Service. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you all doing?
Very, very well.
Very well.
Thank you so much for being with us. Because of coronavirus, we all have our faces covered. But if you guys have any questions for them, let me know. The hashtag is Breakfast Daily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550585832. If you're outside Ghana and you have questions, just use the country code +233. Dr. Kelvin, I'll start with you. From a medical perspective, how important is it for all of us who can donate blood to go out and donate blood?
So I'd like to start by saying, you said somebody's life depends on it. Actually, your life depends on it. You see, because it's so easy for you to need blood. Typical example, you've had piles or hemorrhoids. It can suddenly start bleeding so much that you need blood to be infused into you. And where's the blood? And so it's really, really important that each and every one of us makes it a point to donate blood at least twice a year. I mean, it can be more, but at least twice a year you should donate some blood. Because there's a benefit to you, the individual donating, and also to the greater society when people need blood from accidents, from pregnancy. And I mean, pregnancy is something that every family goes through at some point. And to think that we lose people because there's no blood is really, really untenable. And so we really have to make it a part of our culture to donate blood as often as we possibly can, provided you qualify to make that donation.
Mrs. Davis, can you give us an idea of how the blood bank was doing before COVID and the impact COVID has had on the blood bank?
All right, thank you very much. For blood service, we take our voluntary donation from the churches and the schools. Those are the places that we take, and then the corporate organizations. But during the COVID time, it has affected everything because the schools were closed down, churches were not going, the corporate organizations stopped going to work. So automatically, we couldn't move out. We had few voluntary donors that were calling to come, but still, because they were afraid to come in, we had protocols in that we were calling them to come in. We went to Kaswa for 3 weeks. In all, we had 15 units of blood for the 3 weeks, so you can imagine. We went to Tema for 1 month. Tema, we had 60 units. And then we went to Achimota, we didn't get a unit for 2 weeks.
Wow.
We went with our van, we went to Adenta for 3 weeks. We had 15 units. So you could see that people are not really coming into them. Meanwhile, the hospitals are still bringing in their requests because the pregnant women still need blood. The children still need blood. Sickle cell patients still need blood. Accident cases still need blood. And as we all know that blood is not manufactured. The only thing that we can do for our friends, our colleagues, our other people that we don't even know is just to donate blood for them to save their lives. So it has affected us really, because if you look at our statistics, our voluntary donation in a month is not really the best. Not really the best.
Even before coronavirus?
Even before, people were not donating as how it is, because our neighboring country, Cote d'Ivoire, is doing better than us. But it was better than this COVID. But with this COVID, please, it has really affected us.
If I share some stories you've heard of, you know, people needing blood and not getting access, and why we should all make it a priority to give blood.
Well, I can share a story from our hospital where somebody needed about 9 pints of blood to save the life after having a baby. And they had to send relatives, have to call people. Sometimes they are not immediately available. You have to mobilize. It's very frustrating for somebody whose wife is in a life and death situation to be going through that because you don't have enough blood, which if people had been doing on a regular basis and we had enough, we wouldn't have to even blink before giving the person that. So somebody's alive today because they were able to get people to mobilize. But if there's no one, you can imagine what would have happened to that person who also has kids who are waiting for her to come home with a new sister or a new brother for them, you know. So it's really that my kids also have needed blood, you know, on a few occasions, and I've had to also step in to the national blood transfusion to give me blood. And my son almost lost my son. If there hadn't been any blood, would have been lost. Wow. So he's also alive today because somebody gave. So this is personal as well as professional for me as well. So it's a big thing.
How do we get the country to a point where, you know, pregnant women won't have to be worrying about calling family members to give them their blood to give to the hospital before they deliver? Yeah. You know, parents of anemic children won't have to be running around calling. How do we get to that point?
When we understand what voluntary donation is itself, then we'll get out from there. Because if even 10% of our population will donate blood, there won't be the need to get a family person replacing blood for you. But we are just around 1 to 2%.
The entire country?
Yes. People are not really donating, and that's what's affecting our system, because one person can take about 10 units of blood, or even 15, not only blood, but other blood components. Because one whole blood, we take, there are other components that we take from. So we say that when you donate 1 unit of blood, you save 3 people. Because somebody is taking the platelet from that blood that you donated. Another person will also take your cryoprecipitate from it. And then the other person will also take the FFP. So in all, 3 people have benefited from that unit of blood that you donated. But really, we don't really understand it, but we are also encouraging other people, as you people are also helping us, for us to tell the Ghanaian populace that people need blood as and when we are all alive, and blood cannot be manufactured, as we have always been saying. So people should come out voluntarily and then come and donate for people that they don't know. You shouldn't wait for somebody you knew before you donate. Other than that, by the time the person will go through the system and they get you the blood, you would have lost that person already. So if we all have that in mind, that we needed blood at every point in time, and people should come out boldly and donate, then it will help us all.
Okay. Doc, walk us through the process. What's the different blood types that we can donate, you know, the medical aspect of it, and people, the qualification, because I know that if you're anemic, you may not be able to donate blood.
Well, so there are different blood groups. There's blood group A, blood group B, then there's AB, and then there's O. So these are the different kinds of blood groups that we have as a people, and it cuts across all races, you know. And technically, you cannot give a different blood group to a different person in a sense of the word. So if I'm blood group A, you cannot give me blood group B. if I'm, or vice versa. There are people who are called universal donors, and there are others who are universal recipients, and all these come together to create the dynamics. There's also, I'm sure you may have heard about the positives and the negatives. That's something we call resource. So there's resource positive and resource negative. So then when you do your blood group test, they will say you are A negative, or A positive, or O negative, O positive. Now the O positives are the most common people. Majority of the population is O positive. But unfortunately, it's also the most difficult blood to find because there are so many people. Most likely, most likely, if you have an accident, you are probably O positive, which means that there may not be stock. And so to think that O positive is the most common, and yet it's also the one that you hardly come across, it's really something. I mean, coming back to what Madame has already spoken about. And so if we all donate, it will help, you know. And as I said in the beginning, you have to qualify first. Everybody should be able to donate, but unfortunately not everybody can donate. So children cannot donate, for number one, and below 16, below 18, 18. I think
17 to 60 years.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's the first thing. Then people who have had various health conditions. So if you have sexually transmitted infections like HIV, hepatitis, and a couple of other ones, you cannot do a donation. If you are anemic, you cannot do a donation. So when you go to the blood services, that's actually one of the first things they will test to make sure that you qualify. You know, so once you qualify, then you can donate. And as I mentioned earlier, you can donate as often as every 3 months, actually. You know, so but you don't even every 4 months, yes, but don't even stress yourself. Just do it twice a year. And if everybody was doing it twice a year, we would have an overflow of blood available for everybody to actually have a piece of it. And the interesting thing is that if somebody needed blood after surgery and you don't give the person blood, it delays the healing process, which means the person ends up staying longer in hospital, which means you're going to end up paying higher hospital bills, which means you're going to end up broke after being discharged.
And there's no substitute for blood, is there?
Well, there's some temporary some temporary thing that can hold the fort, but it's quite expensive and not as easily available in the country anyway. And now that there's COVID, I'm not even sure you're going to find it. You know, so we really have to donate blood because you cannot manufacture blood. Okay. And so if it's available, it helps us all.
Okay. Now, if I talk to us about the collaboration you have to help us all donate blood by Friday between the two institutions.
Yes. So leading up, as you rightly mentioned, from World Donor Day to Sickle Cell Awareness Day, Leicester Hospital has been supporting the blood bank for a lot of years. I've been there for 13 years, and as long as I've been there, we supported them. But in this difficult time that no one is, you know, there are no gatherings and nothing is happening in terms of their own even efforts, we decided to add our brand to it and get people to donate 100 pints to support them. It's what we call a big, hairy, audacious goal.
But we're going to get there.
Yes, yesterday, by God's grace, we managed to get 13 pints.
Wow.
Yes, we had about 25 people show up.
Nice.
And some of them didn't qualify.
Okay.
But the staff who are frontliners taking care of sick people actually gave blood. I had over about 8 of my staff coming from my hospital giving blood as well. I think that's amazing. You know, for us to be doing that as well. We're calling on others to come and support us even as we are giving, so that we can achieve and exceed
the 100. I mean, I think we can get to 200.
Very safe, maximum protocol, sanitizations and everything, very comfortable environment. We don't even have to enter the hospital. It's being done in the car park. So those who are afraid of coming to the hospital, you don't have to even enter my gate. We are doing it outside. So please come and support us to make our quota.
Nice. Now, Madam Davis, walk us through the steps of getting it, as well as after Friday, if people want to donate blood, where do they go?
Okay. After Friday, they can still come to our collection point where we have Kolebu there, and then also the National Blood Service, and any other, the whole country, any other national accredited National Blood Service area where we collect the blood, other people should go there and they do the voluntary donation there. Okay. And if you are doing the collection, what we do is we take you through this COVID time. We also have a questionnaire that we take our donors through to screen them before we come to our medical screening. So we ask few questions, whether you've been in contact with somebody who has had COVID, just to do an isolation. If you are positive, then we are suspecting something, we will just not allow you to come to the area, the bleeding area. But aside that, what we do is that when you come, we do registration. We register your name, your age. Your age, you are supposed to be between 17 to 60 years. 17 to 60 years before
okay.
you can donate. And then we also check your weight. Your weight should be about 50 kilos. Your weight should be about 50 kilos. And then we also check your HB, your hemoglobin level, because you, the donor, you are also important to us, as well as the patient who is also going to receive the blood.
Yeah.
And so we cannot take your blood when your blood level is low. So if you're a woman, you should be above 12.5.
Okay.
And then if you're a man, you should be about 13. And then we can take a unit out of it.
Wow.
So from the registration, then we go to the screening where we take you through the medical screening. We ask you medical questions, whether you have headache, whether you are coughing, if you are on any antibiotics, if there's any condition that you have. We are just trying to isolate whether if you are a sickle cell patient, you cannot donate.
Yeah.
If you are having hepatitis, you cannot donate. And so there are certain things that we take you through. If after going through all the questionnaire, we find out that you qualify to donate, then we'll go and do your HB and then ascertain it that yes, you can now donate.
Nice. Wow.
So if you qualify to donate, then we'll let you sign the form.
Then
Yes, when you append your signature on the form, then we know that you have agreed for us to bleed you. The bleeding doesn't take much. Between 10-15 minutes, we are
you're
done.
done. Okay.
Doesn't take much. And so you just relax on the bed as our brother is doing.
So we're going to cross over
Yes.
to show you exactly how it's done. Thank you so much, Efadatsi from Lister Hospital. Mrs. Marian Davis is the head of the donor care unit at the National Blood Service. And of course, Dr. Kelvin Owusu is the head of Optima Care Diagnostics. And I'm going to walk you through the protocol. Okay, so we're going to go through it. You call a number 026-619-4203 to book an appointment. Once you book the appointment, you show up on the day, the specified time for your appointment. Keep on your face mask and make sure you wash your hands before you get there. And while you're there, too, you can use your hand sanitizer. You get screened for COVID-19. It's good because at least you get to find out your status as well while you're going to donate blood. You go through the registration process. You meet the team from the blood bank who have also been screened for COVID-19. You get counsel on any questions you have. You know, so if you're anemic and you still want to donate, can you? If you have any issues, that's the time for you to be very transparent because, again, they want to protect you and the recipient of the blood that you're trying to donate. So you go through a screening for your full blood count and any underlying conditions that you may have to confirm that you are eligible to donate the blood. Afterwards, you get some refreshments. This is where the fun begins to rehydrate your blood, and I think it's so good. So there's a whole step that they'll walk you through, and the entire process is very transparent. So let us all go out there and donate.
Music is fun.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, I mean, the whole process is really fun. It's not bad at all. So we have a flyer that we'll be showing you, and it says here that 1 pint can save 3 lives. So just think of how you can save 3 lives. Go out there and donate. We're crossing over to David. He's going to show us how it's done.
All right, so welcome back. Jifa, I've already taken my refreshments. I think I'll have a second one after the donation. But yes, viewers, so I'm right here with Rebecca. Rebecca Japan is going to show all of you what exactly the process is like. Right now, okay. So maybe Rebecca, you can tell us what it is that you are doing right now as you are doing it. So just talk to us as you're going ahead.
Okay, I just cleaned the site for the donation.
Okay.
Before, this is my blood donation bag. It's a 3-4 bag that we are going to use. Okay, so I'm now going to enter your vein.
Okay. All right, so viewers, you can see as Rebecca is going to insert the needle.
Sorry.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So hopefully she's going to hit it the first time, and then the blood is going to start flowing. Okay, so it felt a little bit, let me say, slightly more painful than a pinch. So it's not. It's not.
I'm seeing how she's doing it.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's not. I mean, it's not like
not
some.
scary as
no,
it
it's
looks.
not. It's not. You know, and
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
I think it's. So it's the blood. Okay, so that's the blood flowing.
Yeah,
there.
that's
okay.
the blood. Okay.
Okay.
So how are you feeling as all this is happening?
I'm feeling pretty chill. You know, just.
It's not scary.
No.
It's not. You see, guys, it's so simple. The entire process is, and I'm sure Rebecca, you walked him through
Yes,
everything.
please.
Okay, so what's happening now?
Now the blood is flowing to the main bag. This is the bag.
Okay.
These are the other bags.
Okay.
So if you need the product from the blood, this is what you use for the separation.
Ah.
Okay. Sometimes the blood might go to a baby. They might not
Okay.
need the full unit, maybe 100 mils.
Okay.
This is what they use for the separation.
Wow. Wow.
And these ones I sent to the lab for test.
Okay. To make sure that everything is
Yes,
fine.
please.
Wow.
So Rebecca, is this what I've produced so far?
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's all coming from David.
It's
Yes, please.
I'm
Wow.
pumping blood like nobody's
I'm
business.
envying you right now because I can't donate blood because I'm anemic. You know, I wish I could just get here and get out all this blood. So 3 people are actually going to benefit from this. Just this one exercise of less than an hour.
Please take more. Take more.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
no.
you're fine. You're
No,
not.
yeah.
You're
I'm
cool.
totally
And
relaxed.
I'm sure this is probably the most boring donation you've had because usually it's so fun. They play music, there are people laughing. You know, it's really a very great way of giving back.
Yeah, and I've found that all the different places I've donated blood, the attendants are very engaging.
Yeah.
You know, so there's conversations going on, there's laughter and joking and fun, and it's really, you know, a very easy experience. Yeah.
Wow. So, Rebecca, walk us through what you guys had to do before you even got to this point, because I saw you doing some stuff earlier.
Okay. Please, we have a form that we fill.
Okay.
It's about the person.
Okay.
Your name, your date
Yeah.
of birth.
So they're asking whether I've
sex.
taken drugs and things like that.
And you have to be honest, guys.
Yes, please.
Rebecca is not going to judge you if you've done any of those things.
No.
Please continue. Why are all those information important?
So that we will know whether you qualify to do the donation or not.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you're on some medications, you can't do blood donation. Maybe you have some illness that doesn't permit you to do blood donation. You have to know all those things.
So it's very important to be transparent.
Yes, please.
Okay. So then
And
after,
your weight too is important. Your blood volume is important.
why is your weight important? Because I heard Mrs. Davis say that if you are below a certain weight, you can't give blood.
Yes.
Why?
For our donors, our minimum weight is 50 kilograms.
Okay.
Before you can do it. That's what the law.
I'm
weight
77, so I'm cool.
I'm sure I'm over 100. Okay, so then how do you get the person ready for this? Because some people might be scared. I mean, David took it like a champion, but when I go to the hospital, the doctor has to give me a lollipop. I'm like, listen, if you don't give me a lollipop, you're not sticking anything here.
It's true. And I spoke to him about the process.
Okay.
Like he has to lie down. I will insert a needle in his vein. For the start, it's a bit.
Uncomfortable.
But after
But it's not painful.
No,
Was it
after
painful?
No, like I said, it's just a little bit more than a pinch, literally, you know. So
And you
it's
feel
not-
it for just how many seconds?
2 seconds, maybe
Okay.
a second.
Then you're
yeah,
fine.
Yeah, and it's fine. Yeah. I think earlier on too, she took my HB.
Yeah, I checked this.
So the blood
HB.
count is very important as well.
Ah,
right?
okay. So how do you do that? How do you check that?
I used the machine. We have a machine.
Okay.
I checked it, and he qualified because the minimum should be 13 for males, and his was 14.1.
Wow. So if somebody's below that, then you won't even go ahead to
No, please.
draw the
But we'll
blood.
advise you on what to do so that I can boost it up.
So you gain a lot of knowledge about your own blood through this process even.
Yes, please.
Wow. So then what's going on here? Because I noticed you took some smaller ones. You mentioned it earlier, then you have these big ones.
Yeah, these ones are going to the lab. We'll send it to the lab. This is what they do, the TTIs, that the HIV, hepatitis, sickle cell, all the groups or anything that they have to do on the blood. That's what they do, because they don't have to enter the main bag.
Okay.
After everything, we'll seal it.
So that if everything is good here, then you've not tampered with the main bag at all. That will go to the patient.
Yes, please.
Okay, and would he also find out the results of this, or?
We do call them
Okay.
after everything. When the
done.
screening test is in, we'll call them
Okay.
for the results.
And how do patients react when they get blood from people that they don't even know?
Most of them are happy. Some even write letters to thank us.
Wow, wow. So, David is championing it in. How many more do we have to go?
Oh, I think like in some few minutes.
Few
we'll be
minutes,
done.
we're done. So the whole thing takes about how long, maximum?
Maximum is 15 minutes.
15 minutes, you're
Maximum.
done.
Yes.
So there you have it, guys. In just 15 minutes, you can save 3 lives, okay? Call your friends, call your family members. Let's make it fun to donate blood. There you have it. The goal is 100 pence, and we can do it.
To be fast.
100 pints of blood, we can get it done, and it's ending on July 3rd. But after July 3rd, you can still continue to donate blood at any facility that has this. Most of our hospitals do. So let's get out there, donate blood. Your blood can save 3 lives. Don't go anywhere. Breakfast Day.